Hello, everyone. I'm Wally, and welcome to this episode of Car Talk with Wally. Today, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 automotive reveals of 2020. These vehicles also are setting a big wave for this year, 2021. Coming in at number 2 on the list is the Nissan 400Z Proto. This vehicle is technically a concept vehicle. However, it is very close to the production vehicle that will be coming out later this year. Let's jump right in by talking about the industry impact of Nissan's infamous sports car, the Z. The Z came onto the American market in 1969 as the Datsun 240Z. And it really transformed how Americans looked at a sports car. It carried that sophistication, the nimbleness, the compact design of a lot of European sports cars at the time without that high cost of ownership and compromised reliability. It really set the trend for Japanese sports cars, as well as it made American sports car makers really sharpen the iron when it comes to handling sophistication in their sports cars. The current Z car, the 370Z, has been on the American market for quite some time. It's been 11 years. And according to Wikipedia, it is the last sports car with a high revving, naturally aspirated V6 engine paired with a manual transmission. However, I wonder if they heard of the V6 Camaro, because that is a thing, and I'm pretty sure the last time I checked, you can get that with a manual transmission. But hey, maybe they have another definition of what high revving V6 means, so by all means. Now in its 7th generation, spanning 5 decades, the 400Z Proto seeks to transcend the Z car into a new era. And I am very happy about this because there's just not a lot of new sports cars that are entering the market. A lot of people are interested in trucks, SUVs, electric vehicles. So it's really nice to see that Nissan is committing to the Z car. And I, for one, am very excited about this because the 300ZX from 1990 to 1996 has always been one of my favorite sports cars of any era, really. So really excited for the new Z car. Let's talk about the design of the 400Z Proto. It takes a lot of those classic design elements from the 240Z, but really transcends them into the modern era. Very similar to the design approach of the 350Z as well as the 370Z. However, it takes it to another level here. If you look at the silhouette of the vehicle, it takes that long hood, short deck approach, as well as incorporates that hatchback design for a very usable sports car, although it's only 2 seats. But not only that, if you look at the headlamps, they really try to make those headlamps reminiscent of the 240Z, the way the design is shaped, as well as when you look at the taillights of the vehicle, that long strip along the rear of the vehicle is really signature for the Z car. So a lot of those elements are really just taken to the next level, and it allows this vehicle to live on for many years to come. When we look at the interior of this 400Z Proto, the Z is finally taken into the modern era. When we look at the large digital display for the driver, as well as that large infotainment screen, it gives you all of the technology elements that you need at your fingertips. And if you look at the interior design, very, evolutionary, and it takes a lot of those signature elements again from that 240Z. When you look at the boost gauges in the center console and how they're layered and stacked within that center console, that is very signature to the Z car, and as well as vintage cars of the 70s and 80s, etc. So, but this really takes it to the next level. And it'll be very interesting to see how the different color combinations come together, as well as the material choices that Nissan decides to use for the production vehicle. When it comes to technology and innovation, I fully expect the 400Z Proto to follow the trend that is today, which is a vehicle jam packed with a lot of safety features, such as blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning, lane departure assist, as well as collision avoidance. I expect all of those different features to be incorporated into this new Z car. But also, it would be very cool to see Nissan provide a hybrid powertrain in this 400Z. It's not really unveiled yet as far as all the details that are becoming with this vehicle, but I think Nissan will surprise us with some cool elements being incorporated into this new generation. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let's talk about the performance of the 400Z Proto. Obviously, performance is the sole reason that you purchase a sports car. And I fully believe that Nissan will deliver in this respect. Although performance figures have not been revealed at this time, I would expect Nissan to take some elements from the previous generation 370Z, as well as some elements from its Infinity lineup to really make this vehicle perform as robust as possible. And what I mean by that is, from the previous generation, you can get an automatic transmission as well as a manual transmission. And Nissan seeks to incorporate that in this vehicle. So that's very big news that a 6-speed manual transmission is being offered in the 400Z, because a lot of competitors such as the Toyota Supra don't offer it, although they should. So it's very cool that Nissan thought about all enthusiasts when they designed this vehicle. But, we may see that transmission coming from the previous generation vehicle, or they may seek to outsource it from another vendor. We'll have to see. When we look at the powertrain and the engine, Infinity offers a very strong engine in the Q60 Red Sport. 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque is offered in that vehicle. I would anticipate that the Z carries over that powertrain into this vehicle, and you could even see maybe in the future a hybrid powertrain, as I mentioned before. But we'll see how they incorporate that and what they do. And of course, with those powertrain elements coming together, I expect a very strong performance, even stronger performance than the previous generation vehicle. I would anticipate 0 to 60 times to be around 4 seconds for this vehicle, just for it to be competitive against other things like the Corvette as well as the Toyota Supra. So very excited to hopefully drive this vehicle and see this vehicle in the flesh. So hopefully more to come from that. When it comes to the 400Z Proto, no official production date or pricing has been set yet for this vehicle. However, I would expect it to start around $40,000 and be launched somewhere around late 2021 as a 2022 model. I also anticipate that the name will not be Proto. I'm sure it will just be 400Z. But hey, Nissan will surprise us, maybe. That is it for this episode of Car Talk with Wally. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and tune into all the additional video content that we have on this channel. Also, check out the additional 4 vehicles on this top 5 list for 2020 and 2021. Thank you for joining, and peace and blessings.